Hello, my sweet friends. This is Shelley from Koala Knits and Knacks. So glad you joined me in this tutorial. We are going to make Mom's Tawashi dishcloths. I call it my mom's Tawashi cloth because this was her pattern that she had that I found, and I'll explain that a little later in the video. But these are so nice, very nice to hold in your hand, very nice quality feel to this cloth. You can use it as a dishcloth, you could use it as a face cloth, you could use it as a hot pad, even a pot holder. I think would it be thick enough for that. So you're going to want to grab your 100% cotton yarn. If you want to make it smaller than what I've made mine, the pattern calls for a 3.75 millimeter hook, but I am using a 5 millimeter hook. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. And so you go ahead and choose the hook of your size. You use very small amounts of yarn. So you just go ahead and choose the colors that you want. You might want to just make it in one color. So if you are going to follow along with me and do it how I've done it, you grab 3 colors of your choice, and we'll go ahead and make this beautiful Tawashi cloth. All right, so it's Tawashi time. Okay, so again, this makes just an awesome dishcloth because you can fold it in half. It's just the perfect size for your hands to hold and to scrub and to hang on to, and it's nice and thick because it's a double layer here, and then with the crochet into the back loops, which what we're going to do, it puts ridges on it, so it's just amazing. I love it. Okay, so for this one I did 3 colors, and if you're going to use a multiple of colors, then I would do 3 colors because then you can trail your ends. So when you get to the end of one row, you can pick up the color and carry, like you can carry it. You don't have to cut your yarn and hide ends when you're done your project. You have no ends to hide because it just works out perfectly. 2 of the colors will stay on one end and you'll carry them up to the row. The other one stays on the other end and it just works out perfectly. If you want to do 2 colors, then I would suggest you do 2 rows of you do 2 rows and then you switch colors for 2 rows. Do 2 rows and then you can carry up your yarn on each side as well. So it will work that way, and you'll see what I mean when we get going here. But this project is excellent, 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 excellent to use all your yarn ends. So if you're like me, you have a bag of yarn that when you made dishcloths, you had extras left over and you didn't want to throw it out, so you threw it in a bag, and it's been sitting there forever. But now I've got something to show you that you can make something with. So aren't you happy? So I'm going to pull this one because you're using 3 different colors. You don't need large amounts. So I'm going to use this one, and I always like to use a white because I think white just makes it look so crisp. That's the 3 colors I'm going to use. I might run out of yellow, but if I do, I'm going to just add something at the end. So, or just an extra row of white. See, do I have another yellow in there? No, I don't. But I'm going to chance it and hope that that's enough and that it works. I don't think it will be. So we're going to get going, and let's begin. Okay, so we're going to take our first color. I'm going to go ahead and just grab any color. So we'll take this this beautiful aqua blue. We're going to make a slip knot. Okay, put it on our hook, and we're going to chain up 21. I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger. We're going to chain up 21 chains. So yarn over, bring it through the loop. That's 1. Yarn over, bring it through the loop. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Always let your yarn go over to this wider part of your hook because then you're going to have your stitches the same size. Okay, if you go like this and then you don't move it all the way back, it gets tight and you have weird looking stitches and uneven tension. Okay, so you want to always make sure that when you yarn over, you always push your hook up so that it goes over to that wide part of your hook, and then you get the right size. Okay, now this pattern actually called, I lost count, so I'm gonna go off and just tell you here. This pattern actually called for a 3.75 needle, and then you'll get a much smaller washcloth here, but I like to use the bigger one. There we go. I like to use the bigger hook because I like the size that it fits in my hand. I don't want it so small. So I'm using the 5mm crochet hook, okay? So go ahead, finish up chaining 21, and then I'll see you back. Okay, I've got my 21. Friends, this is an easy pattern. You're going to love it, okay? So there is the... You don't count the chain that's on your hook, but that very next one, this one is number 1. This is 2. You're going to go into that and you're going to do a single crochet. So put your hook in there, yarn over, bring it through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through both. That's 1 single crochet. Then you're going to do another one in the next chain, okay? Yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So you're starting each row with 2 single crochets. Then we're going to do a half double crochet in each of the next 2. So I yarned over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, go through all 3. That's a half double crochet. Yarn over, go into that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 3 loops. Now we've done 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets. Now we're going to do 12 double crochets, okay? Yarn over into that next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1 double crochet, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. One more time, yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. Okay, so now we have 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, and 3 double crochets. And we're going to keep going with our double crochets until we get 12 in total. Okay, so keep going down the row until you've done 12 double crochets. And when you get that done, I'll see you back. All right, so how did that go? Pretty easy so far, but you can see where we're getting our point on one end, and now we have to make the point on the other end. So we have to do the reverse of what we did here. So we did 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets. Yes, that was right. 2 half double crochets, 12 double crochets. You got that right. Now we're going to do 2 half double crochets and 2 single crochets, okay? So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all 3 loops on our hook. That's a half double crochet. Let's do another one. Half double crochet is my favorite stitch. Seriously, out of all the crochet stitches, I love half double crochet the most. I think it just makes such a nice, it makes such a nice tight stitch, but yet it's not too tight. It's not as loose as a double crochet. It's not as tight as a single crochet. It's just perfect. Okay, so I'm actually going to go back and do that last single crochet again, because when you get to your last single crochet, you want to pull it up, and you're going to leave it with those 2 loops on your hook, because we're going to change colors. So you're going to just drop that one. You're going to grab your next color. You're going to drop that tail too. You're going to just hold it down behind. You're going to yarn over that yellow, and you're going to bring it through those 2 loops, okay? And that's how we connect our second color. Then I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat the process, okay? You're going to make sure that you go into that very first stitch. So sometimes that's hard to find, but it's the very first one that's the color that you use last. It's the stitch that your new color is coming out of. It's the base of that stitch. So right there, don't make a mistake and go into here. You have to go into the one where this new color is coming out of. That's your first stitch. And we're not going to go a normal stitch like that. We're going to go into the back loop only, okay? Just like that, yarn over, single crochet into the back loop only of the next one, and single crochet. Then we're going to half double crochet for 2 into the back loop only, and 1 more, Okay, so we've done 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets. Oh, how I love these colors together. It's so nice. Okay, and then we're going to do 12 double crochets. So friends, this is an easy pattern. My mom made these all the time. Like, she made them in the crochet, but she also made them in knitted. The same kind of a pattern. I don't know how you do it in knitting, but she did. This past weekend we were out. Sadly, we had a burial for her. She passed away 3 months ago, and so I went through some of her books and her patterns, and I was able to bring a lot of it home. And I found this pattern that she had kept, that she had used all the time, and so I wanted to make it. So this is what we're doing together, okay? And so it's called a Tawashi, but I think she called it just a dishcloth or a pot holder. So you can call it what you want, but it is a Japanese Tawashi. Okay, so now I've got 4 stitches left, so I'm going to half double crochet in the next 2. And single crochet in the next 2. And we're going to change colors again. So we're going to go into this last one, yarn over. You've got 2 loops. We're going to drop that. We're going to pick up our 3rd color. Now, the thing that when you're changing colors all the time, you have to make sure you untangle your balls every time, because you're crossing over and sometimes they get tangled. So I pull down on that last color that I used, and then I pinch it with my finger so I have a nice loop there. But let's get this going, okay? So I have a nice tension on my loop. Then I yarn over, I bring it through both. And then I'm grabbing both of those at the back. I'm chaining 1, and I'm repeating my pattern, okay? Got that a little bit tangled. I'm gonna get this going, and then I'm gonna, all it is putting one yarn end over the other, yarn ball over the other to untangle it. And you'll do that after every row just to make sure, okay? So we're gonna go down the row. We're going to single crochet twice. We're going to half double crochet twice. 1 in each stitch for 2 stitches. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches, okay? I'm going to do one more color change with you, just so I can show you how I carry the yarn. And then we'll set you free, okay? So 12 double crochets. Oops, I split that yarn. Oh, no, I didn't. If you've made these before, put it in the comments and let me know how you liked them. Let us all know, because people read the comments. I certainly try to read them all. So if you've made these before and you've loved them, let us know about it. Oh, did I go off camera there? So sorry if I did. I think that this would be kind of cool if you use scrubby yarn for one of these rows. Okay, you could do this whole thing in scrubby yarn and you'd have a really beautiful scrubby, I think. Or do, you know, 1 or 2 of these rows in scrubby yarn. I'd probably just do 1 and the other 2 in the cotton, and you'd have a really nice scrub cloth there too. So there's an idea for you. So I have 4 left. So in the next one, I'm going to do a half double crochet. I'm working back loops only. I'm going to do a half double crochet in the next one, and then a single crochet, back loop only, and a single crochet. Okay, but I'm not going to finish that one. I'm going to drop this yarn. I know my next color is blue because that's the only one that is trailing on this side. The other side will have the yellow. Sorry, I had to go off camera and cough a little bit here. So I ran out. I am at the end of my white ball. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a long trailing one too, so I have to add. But so you'll have 2 trailing yarns on one side and 1 trailing color on the other side. So I'm going to pinch that white yarn at the back there just so my loop stays, the tension is nice and tight, okay? And then I'm going to yarn over this blue one and bring it up and through, okay? I had not cut that one off. I just am trailing it up and changing one, or chaining one, okay? So that's where it's coming up. But we are going to cinch the center together so you don't even see that. So yay for not having to sew in yarn ends, okay? So again, I'm going to do a single crochet, a single crochet, 2 half double crochets, I moved my camera, now I'm too low, but you get the idea. And then I'm going to do 12 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets. Then I'm going to, it'll be white, blue. I'm going to catch this yellow one, trail it up, and chain 1. Work that patterning back. And then when I get my yellow one there, I'm going to pick up this white one and add that, and I'm going to go back and forth like that till I have 24 rows. So we are going to do each color 8 times, okay? Doesn't take very long, and it doesn't use much yarn, so maybe I will be able to get enough out of that yellow. Here's to hoping. Well, you'll see, because I'll come back and show you when I'm partway through here. So keep going, switching your colors at the end of every row, and again, 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 12 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets, and you're going to repeat your pattern till you get 24 of these rows. All right, friends, have fun, enjoy the process, and I'll see you in a little while. All right, so how did it go? I was skeptical about running out of yellow and even this blue, but look, I have a big chunk of this left, and I actually have a fair amount of this left. Well, not lots, but I thought I was going to run out, so it just goes to show you can use your scraps and make a beautiful cloth, okay? So now that we have our circle, and you'll see this is how we carried our yarn, so it makes a really nice edging there that you're not going to see anyways because it's going to be hidden, but we're going to cut off all of our yarn tails, okay? So I'm going to cut off this blue one. We can go ahead and we can sew those in, like hide the seams. Oops, look what I did. I forgot to finish my white one and I just cut it off. I was going to do that with you. Lost track. That's okay. I'm going to just finish it here. What did I do now? That was my single crochet and I needed one more single crochet. Okay, right in here. That's where I took it out, okay? Single crochet, then I'll yarn over and pull that through. And we've got that finished off, okay? So now what we're gonna do is with all these other yarn tails, basically we have to just, it doesn't matter if you fold it this way or if you fold it this way, because you turn your work every time you changed colors, so there's not a right or a wrong side to this, okay? Except for now I'm going to use this yellow, which I thought I was going to run out of the most, and I'm going to thread my needle because I just cut that white one a little too short. So I'm going to thread my needle. I'm going to just bring this one up to the corner here. If you left enough room on your white one here, like that probably would have made it, but it would have been a little tight. Then you would have just turned it this way and then used your white tail, but I didn't. So I'm just going to trail this up. It's not a big deal. And you always want to make sure that if you're using 3 colors, that you finish your sequence of 3 colors, okay? Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the stitch with my yellow, just like that. And I'm going to go on that side, then I'm going to come through on this side and just pick up the stitch. Okay, I'm just grabbing the one bar, okay, and I find this is enough. I'm going to work my way up just like this, and with these curvy needles you can actually do 2 at a time, just like that. I love these needles. These are from Amazon. They've got a little bend in them, but you can actually go like this and then come around and pick up the second one because it bends. It takes the natural bend and it works beautifully. So it's fun. All right. So here we go. There we go. So you go ahead and you finish that. I want to catch this one again. It doesn't look like it's very good. You go ahead and you finish that, and I'll see you when you get to the end, okay? All right, so because I used a yellow and not one of these colors, you can see that in the seaming, but it's not a big deal. I don't think it is, but if you don't want to see that, then make sure that you use one of the two colors that are joining each other, okay? So I'm going to just tie that off in a knot with that white one, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just tuck in some of these ends. This one I can cut off. If you find it's not, if you find that you think that it's not tight enough in there, then you can make a little knot. This one I think might be, but it might not be. So I'm going to just give it one little secure stitch, just like that. Pull it tight, stick that in the center, okay? I'm going to use this yellow one for sewing up, so I'm going to put that white one in the center. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this on my needle, put it back on my needle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just pick up the stitches. Just go around like this and just pick up those stitches so we can cinch this closed. Just like that. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Actually, you can just weave it in and out along that top row, or what you can do is just pick up these loops that are just here. On the other one, this is all I did actually. I picked up the loops that are there, just like that. You can do it either way. Pick up the loops, then there's a loop there. The thing is, when you go to tighten this, don't pull on it so hard that you break your yarn, because cotton with a lot of pressure on it is not like acrylic. You can snap this so easily, and you don't want to do that. So be careful when you're pulling. Okay, I can see I'm getting to the end. Grab that loop. Okay, just like that. I'm pulling. Okay, not quite there. I'm gonna go in there. And in that loop there, pull. Well, there, now it's coming together nicely. All right. So that's how you close that one end. These colors are so pretty together. Like, look at that. I just love it. Okay. I should take this little blue mat that's underneath out of here because it might be distorting the colors a little bit, but I've got a hole in the table there, so that's why. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop it through the center just like that. Going to come out the other end. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure all these other yarn ends that are on this side, make sure that's set aside. This can go there. I'm going to tie these two. These two are close together. I'm going to make a knot so they don't come undone. I'm going to stick those right in there. I don't even have to undo it. Just going to stick it right in there. Undo it, or cut it, I mean, or hide it. Okay? And then I'm going to, actually, forgive me, we're going to take one out of there because we're going to use this white one. We're going to put it on our yarn needle. We're going to leave this one that we just did out off to the side. I could have cut that a little bit. Doesn't need to be quite that long. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing to this side, making sure all ends are tucked in, but the one that you did, the tail that you did the other side on, okay? So we're going to just keep going like this. I have always loved yellow and aqua blue together. I think they just look so pretty. And then you put a white in there and it just crisps it up, and I don't know, I just think the presentation is so much nicer when you add a little white. And, you know, it just makes for a more beautiful little gift if you want to give a gift. Okay, so I'm going to just keep going around. You can see what's happening. Now, if you don't want your cloth to be quite this big, you could have stopped at 21 rows and made it, and it would have been a little bit smaller. Or use a smaller hook and do all 24 rows. Okay, there we go. So that's now nice and snug. I'm going to just go one more little spot here. Just like that. When that's snug, you want to take this one, which I'm going to cut so it's not so awkward. I'm going to pull up on it so that the bottom piece is come up close to this top piece. Then we're going to tie a knot. Again, right here is where you got to be careful, because if I put even a little bit more pressure on there, it will snap this, okay? Just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on my needle. And I'm going to hide it up into my work, okay? Now this would be beautiful with one color. Your options are endless. You can do all 24 different colors. You can rotate every 4 or 5 colors. You just make it your own. Do it in one color, like the variegated yarn in one color would be beautiful. I might do that next, actually. It might be, you know, it would be beautiful, but look at that. Like, they're so pretty. So there we've got 2 vastly different colors, but very, very nice. Same size, okay? And that's how you make your washi. What are they called? Tawashi cloths. Tawashi cloths. I'm not thinking very good. I'm going to go lay down after this, but I wanted to get another video out for you today. Okay, so this is the yellow, blue, and white, and the green. This looks like a Christmas candy. Green, red, and white. So there you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please forgive me for my for the sound of my voice. Know that I was with you as much as I could be. I was missing you. I haven't done a video in a little bit, so, well, about a week. I don't know how long it's been, but I thought, yeah, I got to get out of that bed and just go do something. So that's what I did. So I hope you enjoyed that, my friends. I hope that you make some of these and that you love them. Make them for yourself. Make them for gifts. Use them as dishwash cloths. Use them for face cloths, body cloths. Use them for hot pads. There's so many uses for them, and they're so dang pretty. So use your imaginations and let your imagination and choose colors that you love that go together, and just in all your crafting, enjoy the process. Smile and have a great time doing it. All right, my friends, take care. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Take care, my friends. I sure appreciate you all.